Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sammy Diamonds, your friendly neighborhood Age of Empires 2 console controller player, coming at you today with a game I've just played that I wanted to show you just because of how it ends. And as we get into this and I start the introduction, so I'm playing in the blue, Sammy Diamonds as the Romans, and my opponent today is CurrentMob playing in the red as the Japanese. All right, and CurrentMob is a really solid player. You know, he's top 50 in the world. Every time I've beaten him, every time I've played him before on the ladder, he has beaten me. He's a very good player. He likes to play the Japanese. If you look at his recent games, he's played Japanese pretty much every game for the past seven games or so on Arabia. He also likes the Berbers, the Persians. Really solid player. Very strong. Uh, and yeah, don't know much else about him other than he's a very good player. So I tip my hat to him. Meanwhile, me, Sammy Diamonds, I am much lower elo than him, around the 1600 mark. You know, pushing to get into that top 100 on the console ladder. And you know, I think everyone in the community has different ways of playing this game, right? Like, do you try and mix it up all the time? Do you always go random civ? Variety is the spice of life, all that? Or do you like to nail down one or two civilizations that you feel really comfortable with, very familiar with, and you feel like they play to your strengths, and you like to hone them down and play the same way each way? Me, I think there's no right or wrong way to play this game. It's about the enjoyment of it, and that's what makes the game so amazing, that you can play it in so many ways. You can play it like a SimCity civ builder. You can play it like super ruthless build order efficiency focus, where you target just a couple of strats with one or two civs and you absolutely nail them. Or you can play it super varied and try and just improve, so you're like jack of all trades, ready for any situation, any civ that comes your way. I think I probably gravitate to. I like the variety. I like to, I quite regularly go random civs for a stretch, but I do notice that my overall skill isn't good enough to keep up with that. So if I know I'm playing against a good player, I definitely hone towards civs that I do well and complement my strengths. And like Romans is absolutely definitely one of these. As I have to put all my villagers onto the board because I hadn't quite found all my sheep or my goats at this point. They are such a strong man-at-arms civ, rivaled, I think, probably only by the civ that my opponent has today, the Japanese. The Japanese have the fastest men-at-arms in the game. Their infantry attack faster. They have the bonus because their resource buildings cost less wood. Was it their techs cost less wood? And they have amazing cavalry archers. So really nice civ to play, and I can understand why CurrentMob loves to play him and plays him all the time. So I think, probably a bit not too dissimilar to me in terms of playstyle, like has a few civs, Berbers, Romans, Persians that he likes to play a lot. He's cracked them. Maybe occasionally dabbles with other civs, but like has a way of playing, knows what his strengths are and leans into it. And similarly for me, what the Romans bring with their extra armor that they get from feudal age onwards for their men-at-arms, their scorpions. I think they're just a really strong mapper, particularly in the console meta. I think they're probably less good on the PC ladder, just because if you've got good Onager or Mangonel micro, you can take out and counter those scorpions much more effectively. But if you get ballistic scorpions, very hard to beat a death ball of those on any map, regardless of how good you are. And so the trick is always to do damage early. And let's try and get in this psychology of what I'm thinking as I've loaded into this map. As I said, I've played CurrentMob a few times before. He's beaten me every single time. I know he's a better player than me. I'm seeing that he's gone Japanese, and I'm thinking, okay, I know what's coming. He's going to go MFA, Men-at-Arms, and I'm going to need to be ready to defend against it. I'm looking at my map, and I'm like, God, I've got a lot of resources available that are on the front of my base. Like gold. It's my scout cav tries to get a couple of doinks on his village, and I see that he's building the barracks, which just confirms my suspicions. My main gold, my stone, my second gold, my goats, all in the front of my base. But I do have two very nice wood lines at the back. So I think I can wall those up, do a bit of a red phosphor with my base, and just try and soak up any pressure, because I'm expecting him, considering my score at this point as well is a bit higher, I'm expecting him to have gone for a fast feudal. And if we check him, he shows the skill that he's got. He's on the same pop as me, but he's all ready to feudal with 2 men-at-arms, whereas I'm coming up in the rear, same population, but no men-at-arms. And I'm bringing my scout back here. I don't know if he's scouted me yet, but I'm sure that was only a matter of time. And I'm thinking, right, need to get ready to defend. I've got this wall down, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I need to defend this base, and really important that I get this gold secure. He peels away, he notices that I'm trying to drag him into my TC. Good save from him. And already, I think he's got, yeah, here we go. He's got men-at-arms coming across the base, although this men-at-arms is going to have to kill this cheetah. Oh, but yeah, that's unlucky from him. I get a bit lucky there, a bit fortunate that he's now got a much weaker militia coming at me. And I get another doink or two on his scout. I messed that up. I think I don't want to get any more damage. I see I get feudal first. I think, oh, maybe I could get another hit. And then, oh, this is close. But I'm going to get his scout. My scout survives with just 2 HP. As his militia turn up, he's got 2 of them. And I start creating my own. As he's got more following up. And there you go. I get my walls down, which just would funnel him into my town centre and under my TC fire, should he try to get into my eco. And he's the thing obviously with men-at-arms with the Japanese is if they do mass up a considerable amount, they will take you out. Like, even though I get the extra bonus armor upgrade, firstly I have to research that, so I'm doing that. I'm researching men-at-arms. I've only got 3 units. He's already got 5 soldiers down, and they've gone up to men-at-arms. So he can easily shred buildings because they attack so quickly. And I think it's a very even trade against the Romans. I think in even numbers, the Romans probably just edge it because of the armor. But it's a close run thing. I think Romans and Japanese are definitely the 2 best men-at-arms civs on Arabia. Please shout in comments if you disagree. If there's another one in the mix, I'd love to hear it. I mean, obviously Bulgarians are great if you want that to get that early bonus for the instant men-at-arms upgrade and saves you a bit of resources. But it doesn't give you the extra speed and it doesn't give you the extra armor, which you got to see it. Like, the other opponent can't get that. It's not like they're down to tech and you just have to get the tech advantage. They will never. You will never be able to get your soldiers fighting as quickly as the men-at-arms. You will never be able to get your infantry and feudal to have the same amount of armor as your Roman infantry. And so here I've massed up a similar amount of men-at-arms to him. And he's doing the sensible thing. He's going archers to back this up. He's obviously scattered my gold. He knows he can pull me off gold, which will then prevent my constant supply of infantry. And he's also making more and more infantry as well. So completely even on infantry numbers. Obviously that cheetah did do a bit of damage to this guy. So in terms of HP, I've got a slight advantage. He comes over with these archers and starts taking down these houses. My scout goes down. A valiant attack from him. And I think, right, I've got to secure this with the tower. And I send my men-at-arms in. But with the archer backup, that should be his to win. And he tries to peel me and lure me away there. But I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not going to take the bait. And I actually send my weak men-at-arms home as I put this tower up. And at this point, I'm just thinking, right, just need to make sure he's not inflicting damage. Obviously, the other bonus that the Romans have, which you need to talk about, is that 5% eco efficiency, which really comes into its own the more villagers you get. In the start, the eco bonus is with the Japanese, with the saved resource cost. But when you get to about 20, 20 vills means that you've got basically 1 extra bill working in terms of that 5% extra efficiency. So with me being on 30, it's still only one extra bill, but it's compared to his 34, it's like I've got 35, so it's a slight difference. And I think offense is the best kind of defense in this situation, so I start bringing down his wall. He's going to try and attack me, but I've got a tower up. He has to pull away, and I'm coming in here, and we can quickly see what I can see. I see he's got 2 wood lines, and I just need to avoid the fire of his TC. Meanwhile, back at my base, he's going to come in again. I've got a few more soldiers back here, and he does run into my TC fire, and I actually managed to get one of his units. Meanwhile, I'm in raiding this lumber camp from him. I see that he's trying to build walls back here, so I bring my arms over there, and now I've got 3 soldiers versus his 4, although they're a bit weak. So I'm going to push him away there, and he's being forced at this point, as I see spot him on gold and try and take him off that, to bring his archers back. And his archers will clear me up if he's got good micro, which he does, because as I've said, he's a very decent player. But I've massively managed to disrupt his eco now. Like, he's off gold completely. He's had a bit of idle. He's bringing his villagers back now, as I'm sending my men-at-arms to try and kill these guys. He clears up my army here. He gets the hill advantage, but he's got very low HP. But that's one less thing for him to have to worry about. And well played to him as well. For when you're under that much pressure at your base, to also have the wherewithal to think, right, I've got to get to a hill, and then I can attack and micro my infantry. Meanwhile, these guys go down to the archers. What can you do? What can men do against such reckless hate? 7 archers should be able to beat 7 men-at-arms, which is now 5, and indeed he's actually got an extra archer as well. So he's also put up a stone wall on the front, so he's got a much better fortified position now. As these guys walk right past these 2 men-at-arms and they do not kill him, I think I'm just keen to get out of there at that point. I am on my way up to castle. He is not, and that raid from me has pushed, killed a couple of his vills, and so just given the advantage of it to me. And I think, look, if I put my men-at-arms back home, once again, I'm just going to end up in a weak situation because he'll be able to pick them off. So I just think I've got to try and keep him and his archers in his base. So I start sending my troops back over there as he's sending his archers forward, or at least camping out this hill. Is he going to send them forward? I think he does. As these guys come around, and again, I'll just show you my view. I see this guy making this market, and I think, ooh, is that another villager kill? Is he going to get his market up? He does, which means that he's able to go to castle. And as his archers come in, he takes out one of my sort of previously garrisoned men-at-arms. This guy's also going to probably go down and go straight into their archery fire. Panic TC from me. That shows where I'm at. These guys are meanwhile under his TC, and he's done the much more cost-effective thing of not ringing the town bell, and has just garrisoned some of them. But again, it's all idle time, isn't it? Yeah, he's had to bring his archers back again to try and deal with my forward pressure. And I'm up into Castle Age, which means that I can do the other great thing that the Romans do, which is drop a siege workshop and start building those scorpions. Got a few in queue, and I've already upgraded my men-at-arms to long swordsman, and trying to take down his market because I think he might be needing that to spy and sell some res. Turns out that I don't think he did need to, but it's good to just take away a market from your opponent. And he's dropping the stable. I was expecting him to go cavalry archer, lean into the Japanese bonus. I think also against infantry, cav archers in the hands of a good micro player, which is what he is, are also so effective. But he's got 11 archers, so he's probably thinking, just get in, get up to castle, and then get to crossbow. But he's dropping the double stable, so he's definitely thinking about knights. He's gone heavy on gold, and Bill count is pretty even. I mean, I'm on 46 to his 44. I've got these two guys just hiding out here, and I figure I might be able to cause some disruption if I go forward on and attack his front. I might be able to sneak in at the back. He gets up to castle as well, and yeah, he immediately starts dropping knights, which, fair play, you know, that's another good counter to my infantry, and it's a good counter to scorpions as well, if you can get enough of them to overwhelm the siege with their limited range. I'm sending my scorpions forward here, getting the university to get ballistics, and yeah, I send my guys in thinking his archers might be on the front of my base, but I run straight into his archers, and yeah, they're gonna die. Do they do anything? They take one archer out, take two archers out. I think that's a reasonable trade, to be honest, you know. Actually, three archers for two long swordsmen. I think that's fine. But yeah, he's gone crossbow and knights, so he's gone for this comp rather than the CA. I guess the thing with the CA is if he expects me to go scorpions will shred his CA, or they should do. Meanwhile, my army has come forward here. They've spotted those two very weak men-at-arms that he'd left from earlier after he'd killed my soldiers. And this army's coming forward, and he is going to need to prepare to defend. I think he's worked out that I'm coming around this side. Obviously, his base is still defended, and this is the other issue. I mean, like, he's got a very good wallable base, and his main gold, his stone, is all on the back of his base. So I would say, in terms of like the starting map, mine was much more open, and my wall isn't like super great, but I've managed to get a bit of a better defensible position, partly just because he wasn't able to get this down because I was able to get my aggression back early. Here though, let's see it from his perspective. He doesn't see it. Oh man, that's so unlucky. So my siege workshop is right here, and his cav could be denying it right now, but he's obviously expecting the scorpions as well. Now he sees it, and he's going to take it out and start immediately attacking. And obviously my attack now then comes in at the same time, just because I'm all about trying to like force concentration in multiple places, you know. So I come up with my second army here to attack his knights. At the same time, I'm sending my swordsmen with their extra armor, like they've got both armor upgrades in now. So, you know, a bit of TC fire doesn't matter too much. And like, he will clear this army, I think, from me. But I'll do enough damage to his knights that I think it's just about worth it. And actually, they killed my scorpions, but they have to flee. And I think maybe I can take down his siege workshop. He's desperately trying to get a mangonel against the scorpions. My scorpions take out pretty much all of his crossbowmen. He's gone onto gold, onto stone, so he's thinking samurai and a castle, which is a good shout. I'm so annoyed about this. I send my men to get the mangonel, going straight under the PC fire, and I leave the siege workshop up with just 48 HP. That's poor from me. But I just think I want to kill the mangonel because I want to keep my scorpions alive. But I could have just kept a couple of men-at-arms or longswordsmen there. But hey-ho, you live and you learn. Meanwhile, I've got a couple of rams, so I'm thinking let's try and deny his siege workshop. He takes out my scorpions, no problem. And I see all these guys on stone, and I just think, now's my time to try and get some damage. But the pathing isn't great. His knights are in now, and they are going to clear up my men-at-arms, my longswordsmen, no problem. So there's quite a few weak knights. Will I kill this one? Yeah, I do. And yeah, this is it now. Actually, I clear up his knights though, which is not a bad trade. And I'm again able to get in on his wood line. It causes some serious idle time. He has to run away. And you know, the other thing about all this offense being the best form of defense is that he's not attacking me, which is great. As I've got one scorpion firing away here, and my last longswordman. Look at what the armor does, you know. So he's down to 44 bills, and I'm on 66. So that was a huge raid in my favour, and you can see the score now. And I'm thinking, right, he's on knights, so I need to attack into pikemen. So I start doing that. And let's get the full map back up so you can see it. And I'm building more rams. He's getting the castle down. Great position for that castle. This protects all of his wood line and his farm economy. But look, he's only got 30... that's me. I was going to say he's only got 35 food in the bank. I've only got 15 food in the bank. He has only got 30 food in the bank, in fairness. So it is tough going as I break through past his barracks and I'm sending my rams in, and I think, oh no, actually I see his castle and I think better of it. Although maybe, watching this back now, maybe I should have tried to press forward before he got many troops down. I think really you want at least 5 rams if you're going to do anything like that. And so I instead bring my rams around and think I can take down maybe his archery range. Maybe I can try and pressure his TC. But he's got another mangonel out now, which will again do lots of damage against my rams, and he's bringing it forward here. Do take his archery range out, though it's not that he had showed any signs of using it once his crossbows were dead. I think he's thinking full tech, unique unit. And here come his samurai, and yeah, samurai obviously get bonuses against infantry and unique units. They've got so fast, and they produce so quickly, you know. His mangonel taking out my rams. I do force his time center to reject, and I think, oh, is there a chance for me to try and take it down with my infantry? But then I am torn between trying to kill the mangonel, which is expensive resource as well. Do take that down, but I mean, 2 pikemen against a TC under samurai attack and castle fire is not going to do anything. And so I'm just building up at this point and thinking about my next move. You know, I'm on 82 vills. I've dropped 2 TCs. I'm about to drop a 3rd. I'm thinking about maybe shifting over to get some more stone and building a castle of my own to protect. And of course building more scorpions. If I can get that death ball up, you know, and then some pikes in front as a bit of a meat shield, I should be okay against his samurai, or if he decides to tech back into knights. You know, if I'm on pikes, it really does force him to stay on samurai, which still a very strong unit, but not ideal against scorpions. And they're going to come out here and try and take down this siege workshop, but he doesn't know that I've got 5 scorpions inside. And though he might take down this scorpion, he does. See, ballistic scorpions still miss those samurai. I guess they're just very fast moving. And he manages to bait my infantry into his base a little bit. Again, he's got very good micro. And he baits them into the arrow fire before, and takes out 1, 2, going to take out 3rd, 3 units. Yeah. 3 units, which, you know, fair play to him, he completely did me there. And yeah, I'm still liking my position though, because I just think I can camp here. I've got my forward operating base of command, and he is going to have to come through that or go a long way around to attack me. I mean, I've got a lot of open exposed vills here if you wanted to loop around, and I've had to move to my other forward gold. I mean, it's ridiculous. All of my gold was on the front. I had no safe resource at all to take this game. So I was playing a risky game with fire, but again, if I'd been inviting pressure onto me, that would be when you see having forward resource be such an issue. But by keeping the pressure on him, I've managed to protect myself a bit. But I'm still very scared of him. You know, even though the score leader's looking pretty good, I know what this guy can do. Very solid player with a very good civ. So I just need to, you know, I was listening to T90 the other day talk about what makes Hera so good, and I am obviously not trying to compare myself to Hera, but he was saying why when T90 plays against Hera, Hera will get the smallest of advantages and just not let that go. You know, he won't let you get any advantage back, as he is trying to go around the long way. But I spot him and send my knights over. I think he clears my knights though. And I'm just trying to think, like, right, I just need to try and do whatever I can to hold my position and not mess this up, because It's not often that you are getting to this position against really, really strong, solid players. Just look, like, is he going to take this knight? He does. He clears it. Samurai counter knights. Samurai counter knights confirmed. Meanwhile, I've gone in again with 5 rams, and they have been melted by a combination of his mangonel and his samurai. So all of that res that I've built up, I've completely wasted. And I'm just thinking, right, this is how he beats me. This is why great players are great players. Because you might get a bit of an advantage, you might beat them in the early game, but they will come back because they are very, very strong and they're really good. And they wait for you to mess up like I just did there. And I just threw away a huge army, thinking I was in a good position. And I got a bit nervous, got a bit panicked, and I threw them away. And while I'm on 106 vills, he's on 66. He has 2 TZ and about to be 2 castles. Possibly a mistake from him, or maybe he's just scouting out, throw some weak samurai into my ball of scorpions. I see that mangonel and I just think, right, I definitely need more cav. And I'm just waiting for imp at this point, which he's nowhere near. So he's going to have to full on send with castle age, which is why he's going for the double castle. I mean, a big push with a huge ball of samurai will clear this. I see the second castle going up and I think, can I deny it? The scorpions will do some damage. I see the mangonel. I think I can't risk it. Good dodge from me there. Give myself some props. Send my knights in to kill the mangonel. And I get it. But the castle goes up with 1 last bill. And I have to retreat. I sent this ram in. I don't really know why. And then I'm like, I just need to retreat. I mean, he takes out loads of my scorpions. I'm not entirely sure if it's worth it from me. You know, that's a lot of res I've just wasted again. But he did lose a few vills, a few villages, not many. And again, these samurai produce so quickly that with 2 castles, he can get a death ball in no time at all. And yeah, I mean, it's just a case of now I'm waiting to get into imp, then I can get trebs and push, and it's going to be very difficult for him to beat them back if I get a meat shield with some infantry and those scorpions. So my thoughts here, I want to get the tech the bonus gets that increases the improves their scorpions, and I want to get something that I can put in front of my scorpions. So I've got a few knights. I'm thinking about
Impera.
pikemen and yeah, just trying to bring this home. And because we're in a bit of a holding pattern, I'm just going to speed up ever so slightly. And my heavy scorpion tech comes in. I'm getting the cavalier tech, trying to get some trebs on the field as quickly as possible, pikes, husbandry and light cav for extra meat shield. And he's building up his mangonels against that death ball of scorpions. And as my trebs come in now, I do the thing that T90 hates. I trickle treb. Should have waited for all 4, but they're not far behind. Take out one of his castles. And this is coming to the end now, the end game. I think he's got 1 Sally Forth left in him, and then it's going to be the GG. But bear in mind how this game has gone. I'm going to just pick up how it ends, because it ends with a bit of salt. I don't want to give a spoiler, but we are seconds away from it. And I've got nothing against CurrentMob. I was very hesitant about streaming this, but I thought it would be a good prompt for us to get a conversation going about tactics and how we play the game. Because, as I said, everyone plays the game differently, and everyone plays it for fun and different enjoyment. As I do a sneaky little doink of this relic, he spots it, and I catch these villagers going after me, and I think he's trying to kill my monk, but he's actually coming over here, I think. And here he comes with his mangonel. These trebuchets have not unpacked because they're being derps. But I've split my cav, so I put some cav over here. I put my scorpion over here because I see his samurai trying to come around this way. And while these cav are going to go down to the scorps, and I protect my scorpions over this way, the scorpions should clear up his samurai. But they do very reasonable damage, and then the rest of my trebs can come in and take down this castle, which he is trying desperately to keep standing. But I mean, like, you look at the score, it's over double, and here we go. He drops the chat, noob play, and the 11, and then he resigns. And he carries on a little bit more after the GG. Obviously, you can't see that on these recorded games. And I say, oh, that's a bit salty, smiley face. And he's sort of saying, yeah, if you play Romans, that's a noob strategy. And I make no apology for the fact that I play Romans. I think they're a great man-at-arms civ on Arabia. I think it's funny that he plays Japanese, another great M&A civ, and the two of them could cancel each other out. And it's just, is it a civ win? Maybe. He's a better player than me, so maybe I did have a bit of a civ advantage. But I think the main thing is we play the game for the love of it, don't we? And nobody likes to lose. It's interesting, Saboteur. Thanks for dropping a message in chat, man. And interesting that you say he was salty with you as well. Look, people get salty. I get it. It's the internet. And yeah, right. So interesting that you say he apologized as well. Like as I said, I really hesitated to bring this up because I don't want to show him in a bad light. I think he's a very, very solid player. He's beaten me loads. And you say, he taught you a few things. I'm sure he could teach me loads. Just watching this back, I realized I made so many mistakes, like sending my rams in and losing that army. Like I could have easily lost my advantage. But I think it's more about, like, why do we play the game? For me, it's fun to hone certain strategies so that you've got a couple of civs you can draw on, especially if you're thinking about maybe entering a couple of tournaments. You've got some things up in your sleeve, whereas if you go random, it's much harder to get that sense of being like a master of a certain trade. Whereas if you only play one civ, I also get that people will think maybe you're only playing one. Is that a bit boring? So it's nice to mix it up from time to time. But thanks, Sab. Thanks for saying I played all right. I appreciate that, man, especially coming from you. Who absolutely wiped me, I think it was last night, in the 2v2 with your cumin douche. That's interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. I think probably rather than massing up the rams and trying to push his army once he had a castle, I should have just gone for the imp timing sooner. But these are good tips, right? This is why we play the game. We play it to learn. Well, I managed to just about defend from your douche, but that was about the only thing I did that game. I had a really fun gameplay in this. I thought I was like, oh great, it's nice when you're playing someone who you don't expect to beat, and you're like, oh, I managed to win. So, CurrentMob, if you do end up watching this, I'm sorry if there's any bad blood. I don't mean anything by it. You're a really good player. And look forward to playing you again on the ladder sometime. Anyone watching this, I'll probably post this up to YouTube. Be interested to hear your thoughts about any times you've been salty, any times people have been salty with you. I don't know who Mobs is, Saboteur. But oh no, CurrentMob. Obviously I know who he is. Okay, well, thanks for saying that we're 50-50. I appreciate that. I think it depends. I'm sure if he plays a lot of Japanese, I play a lot of Romans, so maybe we do even out there. It'd be interesting. Maybe we can play different cav matchups or archers, etc. But our last 1v1 was close, man. But this is what I mean. I think I'm still making silly mistakes when I've got advantages, or maybe I'm not trusting myself with the initiative, and that's something I need to work on. Similar things have happened when I've played other really top players like Shadow, where I've taken a good fight early and then not pressed home the advantage, and then players that are just that little extra bit above me just are able to just come back into the game much more effectively. So, quick look at the statistics. Like 1.5 KD more or less, just sort of shows that I had the offensive part going the whole game. Much more res. That's the Roman eco bonus coming in, protect the society, and yeah, the timeline sort of speaks for itself. But you can see that it sort of comes down, that feudal fight at the start. Me sort of skirting around, pushing into his base was probably enough just to hand me enough of the advantage, and I didn't mess it up this time. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wrap it up there because I've got to go and watch the new Spider-Man movie with a buddy of mine. $1 billion it's grossed already. Crazy. Any Spider-Man film fans out there? Again, drop me a comment. Really appreciate any likes, subscribe, comments and stuff as I try and get this cast thing going. So yeah, appreciate all your support. This community is amazing, and I will catch you on the flip side. Take it easy, guys. Bye bye.